The entertainment business is often a complicated web of friendships and alliances, and sometimes it reveals shocking turns that make us question what loyalty and morality really mean. Strangely, reports have been going around that actor Ashton Kutcher tried to help his longtime friend Danny Masterson get out of trouble with the law. Masterson, who is known for his part in That 70s Show, has been accused of sexual assault in a very serious way. In an age of casual social media activism, many of us have become so used to cringing at tone-deaf or self-aggrandizing attempts at solidarity that it can be difficult to envision a more effective alternative. Did Kutcher really do something so unpopular to help his friend? What kinds of moral problems arise when a famous person's ties get in the way of doing the right thing? This interesting story makes us think about how loyalty and responsibility aren't always clear in the glitzy world of Hollywood. Let's talk about it. Ashton Kutcher has stepped down from his position as executive director of Thorn, an organization that combats the sexual exploitation of children and was co-founded by Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher's wife. Before Masterson's sentencing hearing, Kutcher and his wife Mila Kunis wrote letters of support for their former co-star on That 70s Show, Danny Masterson. The letters were written in advance for the court. The messages were written in favor of Masterson, who starred with the other cast members on That 70s Show. Mila Kunis, who was serving as an observer on the Thorn board alongside Ashton Kutcher and his wife, has resigned from her position. Kutcher explained in their letter of resignation that he is unable to let his lapse in judgment detract from their efforts or the children that they assist because of the error. In May, a judge reached the conclusion that Masterson was responsible for 2 separate instances of rape and sentenced him to a period of incarceration that may range anywhere from 30 years to life. Masterson was found guilty after 2 trials. The first one in November 2022 ended in a mistrial because the jury couldn't agree on anything. Masterson was found guilty of raping 2 of the 3 women in the second hearing. All of the people who said bad things about Masterson were Scientologists. Prosecutors said the group helped hide the accusations, which the church has rejected. Thorn is a non-profit organization that was established more than a decade ago with the goal of putting an end to the sexual exploitation of minors, as well as the trafficking of individuals for sexual purposes. The prevention of the exploitation of people for sexual purposes is the primary objective of this organization. Kutcher wrote a letter to the board of directors in which he said that victims of sexual abuse have traditionally been silenced and that the character statement he gave was yet another painful instance of questioning victims who are courageous enough to disclose their stories. Kutcher's letter was a response to the fact that victims of sexual abuse have historically been silenced. Both Kunis and Kutcher were among the roughly 50 people who testified to Masterson's honorable character and appealed for leniency on his behalf. They did so in order to support Masterson's application for a lighter sentence. Masterson is going to continue to insist that he is innocent and is planning to appeal the decision that was made in his case. Following the dissemination of the letters addressed to the court, the 2 individuals uploaded a video to Instagram in which they expressed regret for the suffering that their actions had caused. Kutcher asserts that the intention of the group's letter-writing activity was in no way to cast doubt on the accounts provided by the victims or to cause them any emotional distress in any manner. Kutcher stated his desire that the objective of Thorn, which is to provide support to victims and survivors, continue to be the primary focus of the organization in the letter he sent to the group to announce his departure. He wanted to extend his most sincere apologies to anyone who had been the victim of sexual violence and to everyone at Thorn who had been hurt as a result of what he had done. In a statement that was published on the company's website, Thorne acknowledged the accomplishments that Kutcher had made for the organization over the course of the previous 15 years. Danny Masterson, a former co-star on That 70s Show, was found guilty of 2 charges of rape in Los Angeles and received a sentence of between 30 years and life in prison. His co-stars, including Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, have written letters of support to the judge in the hopes that the judge will take their remarks into consideration while reaching a decision regarding Masterson's sentence. At his house in the Hollywood Hills, Masterson was accused of committing rape on 3 different women at different times between the years 2001 and 2003. During this time period, Kutcher and Kunis made appearances on screen together with Masterson. Later on, they worked together again on The Ranch, which is broadcast on Netflix. However, Masterson was written out of the program during the 3rd season after allegations of sexual assault were made against him in 2017. Megan Kunis, who covers legal concerns as a reporter, was the one who initially released the letters. Both Kutcher and Kunis praised Masterson for his admirable personality and the great impact he has had on their lives. Kutcher referred to Masterson as a role model and described him as an extraordinarily honest guy. Other people who wrote letters of support for Masterson included his wife, B. Jo Phillips, cast members Deborah Jo Rupp and Kurtwood Smith from That 70s Show, and actor Giovanni Ribisi, who was brought up in the Scientology religion. Kutcher expressed his hope that Masterson would be exonerated of the allegations that were leveled against him in January 2023. He indicated that he was not in a position to issue a verdict because he was not picked to serve on the jury or the prosecutor in charge of the case. This was due to the fact that he was not selected to participate in any of these roles. After enduring 2 different trials, in which the first one resulted in a mistrial because the jury was unable to reach a verdict, Masterson was ultimately convicted of the charges against him. In the second trial, it was decided that Masterson had violated the sexual rights of 2 of the 3 women. These women were the ones who brought the case against Masterson. He will not be released from prison until the end of his natural life. This is it for today. We hope you enjoyed the video. If so, then share your thoughts in the comments and also share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you can never miss our video.